Right here in the KMEL VIP Lounge, DC's chilling with you, and of course Matt Mitrione's in the building right now. What's happening, man? How you doing?
What's good, brother? What's good?
I mean, you're here because you got this fight coming up on Saturday. Bellator 172 is going down out there in San Jose.
Yeah, I get to punch the Mad Russian in the face. The best heavyweight of all time, best heavyweight fighter ever to grace the octagon, ring, cage, whatever. It's the man.
I mean, I could tell there's a lot of respect there, you know what I mean? Because I've been seeing a lot of folks talking about this cat, Fedor, and, you know, just what y'all are going to be doing coming up on Saturday. But, I mean, is there any, like, you know, I don't want to say, like, apprehension, but, like, you feeling like, yo, I'm about to get in there and I'm about to have to go up with this cat, like.
You know, it's funny because it's like, yo, I'm about to get in there and go up against this cat. Like, I'm about to put hands on him. Like,
yeah.
That's my job. I put hands and shins on him until he wants to quit. You know, and Fedor is a legend, and I'm not saying that he doesn't quit easily. He's got so much fight in him. He fights even when he shouldn't be fighting. Like,
right.
Like his last fight, I mean, he had a rough go his last fight, especially in the first round. And that dude had so much heart and so much go in him that he was stumbling around there like he was drunk, but still finished the fight.
Right.
You know, went 2 more rounds after that. And it was a rough go. And a lot of people were saying the fight should have been stopped in the first round. So, I mean, it's an honor for me to get to go against him and throw hands against him, but I'm a lifelong competitor. So this is why, other than being a father, this is why I'm alive, is to compete against the best in the world at whatever sport, whether it's football or fighting or whatever else.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm alive. That's what I'm doing.
Because you did, you know, the football thing for a while, but, you know, you started fighting in 2009 professionally, right?
Yeah. Well, so my first fight was on The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
So I didn't come up fighting. I didn't do anything else. And I've only been training for about 6 months before I was on The Ultimate Fighter. And that's where I met Kimbo and all these other dudes like Roy Nelson and a couple other dudes I was on the show with.
Right.
So yeah, that was my beginning, and that was my baptism by fire. That's why like big stages don't bother me.
Right.
Because if my first fight ever is against a dude that already fought in the UFC and fought on K1,
right.
Like who the hell? How am I gonna be scared? My first fight in the UFC was against Kimbo in Montreal when the whole crowd was booing me and wanted me to lose. And then when I turned Kimbo into a wrestler and didn't want to stand up anymore, then the crowd was like, "Oh snap!"
Right. Like this guy got something.
Weird dude can get down.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I mean, but what made you want to do that? Want to be, you know, professional, like as a fighter? You know what I mean? Because, I mean, so I used to do, or I'm in martial arts now, right? Yeah, karate now.
Right on, Shito-ryu?
No, American.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, you know, I did it for a few years out of high school, and, you know, I enjoyed it. But there's a certain kind of person you got to be to really, like, get hit in the mouth and hit people in the mouth and still be able to keep going. But that's not even something that, you know, as much as I enjoy it, I think I would want to do professionally. Like, what was the tipping point for you to be like, yo, this is my purpose?
So that's actually a really, it's a little bit of a long answer, so I'll condense it as much as possible.
Okay.
So like I said, I played in the NFL from 2000. I guess I didn't say that, but I played in the NFL for a handful of seasons, and I got cut in week 6 of 2005.
Okay.
Once I got cut, I started this sports nutrition company because I had so many like supplements that I was always supposed to take, and I never knew what was really that good and why this one was better than that one.
Right.
I didn't really know anything.
Because there's a whole bunch of like long words on all of them usually,
everything.
and people are like, oh, just take it.
Yeah, just take that, or like you know. And then people talk about like when it comes to supplements and recovery, like, well, this ratio is better than this ratio and whatever else. And I'm intelligent and I want to be educated on what I'm taking.
Right.
So I'd ask all these questions and nobody could give me an answer. So I actually started my own company. I did my research and I found out what I liked and what I didn't like and the flavor I wanted. And so I started doing this. And then our product ended up in the hands of a MLB player named Jason Worth.
Okay.
He was an all-star, he's a stud, makes like $17 million a year. I mean, it's madness. Anyhow, so like, so ended up in his hands, and he was like, "Hey, look, man, I know what you do. Cause I knew him from coming up, but I didn't grow up with him." And he's like, "Look, why don't you jump into the amateur MMA promotion I'm going to put on, help me sell some tickets or whatever else?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I started training for it. I was out of the NFL for a handful of years, for 2 years. So I started training for it, and I thought it was fun and entertaining.
Right.
Just kind of get in and do some work. Well, then I got injured, didn't end up on his show, but then I ended up on, like 6 months later, I was still training. And then we got a phone call from the Ultimate Fighter saying, "Hey, look, we hear that you, even though you've never had fights before, that you're good in the gym and you're pretty obnoxious with a pretty aggressive personality. So why don't you come in?"
That's the guy we want, right?
Especially for a TV show.
Right.
That's what we're looking for. So come on in and be obnoxious for us. So I did, and I was, and then that's how I ended up Ultimate Fighter. So I never really wanted, and I only went on the Ultimate Fighter to propagate the company, to put bottles up, my supplement bottles up throughout the house, so the cameras caught it, so that way I could be Like my
So had
my
somebody
get some exposure.
Right. So had somebody not called you, you wouldn't even thought about it.
Never. Was never my gig.
Okay.
Never. Because even now, like I don't like getting punched in the face. I mean, it just doesn't rattle me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can
Right.
still impose
Right.
my will, and I see the chess match, the physical chess match that the fighting is.
Right.
So that's how I view it, and like I get a kick out of it, and like even now, like dude, like up until I think I've had like 17 fights now or something.
Yeah.
Up until my 10th fight, I would literally catch myself in the cage, be like, oh snap, I'm fighting right
Yeah.
now. Like I would think that. Like in the middle of fighting this other dude, I'd be like, oh damn, I'm really scrapping.
I signed
right now.
up for this. What am I doing
like,
here? Right.
I've seen people, man. Like it's crazy. Like when you're in a small arena, like a small event, like in a regional event where I've cornered people or whatever else. Like the cage door will close and they'll link it like a prison cell, like chink, you know, whatever. And like I've seen people be like, I want out. And then start tapping on the cage. Like, I don't want to do this. I mean, it's a real come to Jesus moment.
But even with you having those thoughts, because like, you know, somebody would say to themselves like, oh, okay, well, if you're having that thought mid-fight, like, yo, I'm really in a fight right now, like, you have that thought, but you still like knock fools out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Most people be like, yo, I have that thought, and I'm like, yo, I'm scrambling. This is probably going to be bad for me. And then, you know.
But that's what you got to get control of yourself, right? Like, that's like it sounds. I won't say this because it'll be a trip. But after I'll tell you really like what. But here, I can censor it here.
All right.
Like, I'm a pretty psychedelic personality, right? Like I grew up pretty aggressive. We partied really hard, and we've done a lot of things that are pretty psychedelic.
I got you.
Very colorful.
Yeah.
So I really feel like that kind of like that prepared me for in the situation in football. It's not a one-on-one sport. It's 22 on 20. It's 11 on 11, right? So it's 22 dudes out there getting down.
Right.
Well, in fighting, it's just you.
It's just you,
the other dude, and God, right?
Right.
And 5 million people plus grandma and everybody else watching you get down, looking at your nipples. You know, so out of that, like I really feel like my background and how I grew up, prepared me for that. To like, hey, get control of your mind right now. Pull it back together. Like if you start going south on a trip, you better be like, boy, you better pull that back together.
Right.
It's that kind of same thing, like where I had like the presence of mind and be like, hey, look, man, like you better focus right now. You better get it wrapped up again, you know.
Wow.
And I think that's what kind of helps me do that. But it's also like it's almost like a very peaceful, serene environment. Even though you're fighting, it's still like. It's the chess match. It's the strategy of what's going on, and to see how it's going to play out. Like I know I want to step hard to the left twice because I just want to see how he reacts. Right. So now I see how he reacts when I step hard to the left. What if I go left hard once and the right, then back to the left? Right. Okay. What do his hands do? What's his body do? Okay. Now I can see what he's starting to do. So let me do it a couple more times on a dummy test, and then now I'm going to really let loose once I see once he does what I was seeing.
It's rhythm. It's timing. It's really like, you know what I mean, kind of reading a cat. Like you said, it's like a chess match.
For sure. Yeah. And that's like, and I'm rhythmical. I'm a very motion-based heavyweight. I'm not a rock'em sock'em robot. And like, I know I got big nuts, so I don't need to let them swing for no reason. So I know that I can get in there and do my work when it's time to do work, but I don't need to. I can stay athletic and long. But I used to fight for the UFC for however many fights, and I had the second highest striking defense in UFC history. Right. So I know like that I don't take a whooping because I don't need to. So if I can be long and elusive, well, why not? I don't get paid to take punches. Right. I get paid to give them. Yeah. I get paid to touch people up. Right. And finish the fight as soon as I can. I don't get paid by the punch or to take punches. So let me be elusive, let me be long, and touch you up on the outside. Right. And then if I need to, I can let them swing and actually let it go.
All right, so you got it coming up this Saturday, man. Bellator 172.
Yeah, brother.
You taking Fedor on, man. Tickets for those of y'all who don't have them yet, still available at Ticketmaster.com.
Yeah, they're going like hotcakes. His name is such a big name that these things have just been flying off the shelves.
We've been talking about him probably the last couple of weeks on the radio, and fools have been like hitting me up on my personal phone, like, yo, I'm trying to go to that.
You know what's wild about him is that Fedor. Yeah. Is that he's a Sambo world champion, which is like Greco wrestling, body locks and throws and trips. Right. Mixed with grappling. So like this dude, he's so good at throwing hands and he's so comfortable at closing distance. So he'll jump into everything, like all body weight in there. Because when he hits you, like he tries to sleep you. Like there's no touch and get to know you kind of thing. So like when he hits people, like so he closes distance. So people have a really hard time with this distance because most people try to keep this far away, right, and touch up or whatever else. Right. That dude gets on your kitchen, gets nipple to nipple, and then body locks on you and tries to dump you on your head and ground and pound you. So like, and he's really good at what he does. So it's a real interesting chess match as far as how aggressive he is with how aggressive I am, plus my movement to make him have to think about his movement or his aggression.
Hey, and
I'm already thinking about it, right? Son of a psychiatrist, that's what I do.
I mean, okay, so I mean, let's just put it out there with everybody who's coming out to this fight this weekend. Like, are you expecting to really like take this cat out of Bellator 172 this weekend, or are you expecting that, or are you anticipating that this may be, you know, something that kind of goes a distance? Like you said, you're not getting paid by the punch. You want to go in there, you want to, you know, but also. This cat is not somebody who goes down. He's the GOAT.
He's the greatest of all time. But I don't go to decisions. If I go to a decision, something went wrong. Because I get paid to get down. That's my show. I'm an entertainer, and it just happens to be throwing hands. So I get out there to work. Fedor gets out there to work. So I would be shocked if this thing sees 3 bells. I'd be shocked. But in that same breath, the card itself is pretty damn dope. I mean, we got such a lineup all the way through. It's a 3-hour main card, which is pretty intense. And it's some of the best names in the business right now.
All right, get your tickets, man. This weekend is going down. Bellator 172 out at the SAP Center in San Jose. My man Mitrione in the building. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man.